So I got a Corvette, and you guys are looking at it. Anywho, those of you guys who have been watching the channel for a little while know that this isn't how I keep my car. This right here is what 6,000 miles of road tripping looks like when you're like on the go and you have to, keep things under wraps and, keep the mission. Drive, right? So, I did go on a 6,000 mile road trip, basically, from point A to B. I'm going to be releasing some of the footage of that here shortly, but I wanted to go over some of the things, just kind of give you guys a heads up as far as what to expect here from the next couple of videos. So my maintenance items, the car did pretty good on my trip to and from California, so that's where I went. But anyway, went to California, right? I do have a loose fitting here on the lower radiator hose, so I need to get a new clamp for that. I had some issues with the check valve. That isn't a check valve, but that is a field expedient repair, basically. Guy in Utah helped me fix that when I broke down on the side. Well, I didn't break down on the side of the road, thank God. But I had been dealing with a coolant loss issue that I couldn't track down. It was the check valve the whole time. Cracked in half. Didn't crack in half. It developed a split down the side of it. And when it would get up to about 220 degrees, it would start to leak. But it wouldn't leak before then. So it is what it is. So I'm like, why is this thing acting like it's overheating, but it's not overheating? Well, that's why. So anyway, by what I mean is overheating, it's burping coolant out. But anyway, since I got that repaired, I haven't had any problems as far as coolant is concerned. Anyway, as far as the car itself is concerned, I have not personally seen this engine bay as dirty as it is. Yeah, it is disgusting. The only thing I had to do on my way out there was replace the radiator cap. I did have an issue with that. And I had an issue with the ZR1 wheels. You guys are going to love how this issue developed. So anyway, I got the car packed full of luggage, right? Well, the car would progressively sag, right? Well, that's not such a big deal if the rubber pads underneath the spring or on the top of the spring, which keep the pads, which keep the spring ride height properly. Anyway, as a result of that, the rubber collapsed, and I did strike the inside of the lip of the fender, which isn't that big of a deal because the quarter panel fender flares are what I'm after here. I'm not really too concerned about anything else. Anyway, so that being said, the car did pretty good. It was a champ. Let's kind of go over where I went. Pacific Coast Highway 1, US 101, Bonneville Salt Flats. Go back over here real quick. Obviously went through Nevada, went through Wyoming. Didn't get a sticker for Wyoming, but it is what it is. Anyway, Nevada. Went through the Redwoods, the Point Area Lighthouse, Avenue of the Giants, Fisherman's Wharf, San Francisco. Yeah. So I ended up putting up a lot of stickers on there. I'm going to kind of go this way with the stickers and this way with the stickers. Now, I was originally just going to block this area off, but I kind of really like not having a blind spot there. Likewise over here, I'm going to just kind of start going up this way and going around this way. Now, I understand people are going to hate that. People are going to be like, oh, it's stupid. Well, I was also thinking about replacing this rear glass so I could, start over as far as the window tinting. I don't know. I was going to hit all these stickers with heat and then peel them off eventually and then make basically a scrapbook and, of where the car's been. So But yeah, she rode out pretty good. Did a good job, ran like a champ. I really liked it. She did exactly what I was wanting her to do. Aside from the suspension issue on the rear. But other than that, it did what it was supposed to. Now, I am going to... the clutch has started to make noise, undesirable noise. And I'm not entirely positive what's going on with it. It isn't slipping. But I suspect that the flywheel is probably starting to make the noise. I'm almost certain I'm going to get in there. And it isn't going to be the throwout bearing. It's going to be the clutch. Or not the clutch, but the pressure plate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of start saving money, putting money aside. And I'm going to just save up for a solid flywheel and do the conversion on the car. I know it's got the dual mass flywheel because I can hear it. Anyway, that being said, I'm probably going to forego the white wheels this winter, which kind of stinks, but it is what it is. These tires, fantastic tires. Did a fantastic job out in California. These right here, you could feel they were loosey-goosey, where these ones here were really solid. Now, that being said, the Nittos did pretty okay, but at the same time, I am going to be changing them to these Michelin Pilot Sport all seasons. Now, ultimately, what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be putting Z51 rear spring on, and I'm probably going to do a Z51 front spring as well, because I don't want the ride to be real goofy or anything. So I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. A lot of people are like, oh, I do coilovers. I've driven C4s with coilovers, and it kind of takes away from the way that this car was supposed to handle. You're sacrificing certain aspects to make it palatable for to be a daily driver, basically, or to be a track car. So the suspension, the way it handles, and the way the geometry and everything, and the spring rate and how the spring is going to behave, this is how this car is supposed to handle. And I really don't want to take away from that aspect. I mean, I want a Corvette. I want it to drive like a Corvette. I don't want it to drive like a... I mean, if I want it to drive like a Viper, I'll just get a Viper. You know what I'm saying, guys? Anyway, that being said, my check engine lights for the exhaust haven't popped up since I changed an O2 sensor. And back in, a few months ago, I changed the O2 sensor. It didn't fix anything, so I changed the O2 sensor back. It's entirely possible that I did have a defective O2 sensor, which, it is what it is. But anyway, I am going to have to do the clutch master and slave. One of them is leaking. I can't figure out which one it is, but it's pretty, it's bad enough. I'm just going to replace both of them. I'm not going to mess around with it. I'm just going to replace both of them. This winter, I want to do spark plug wires and distributor cap. I'm going to pull the Opti Spark off and see what's going on with that. See how that's handling. I'd kind of like to put a big cam in over the winter, but I'm not entirely positive. Well, I suppose we'll just see how things are going. But I don't know. The car's doing pretty good. It's doing fantastic how it is. I can't really complain. This thing's been a pretty awesome car. Hands down, the best car that I've ever bought. The smiles per mile factor, just you can't beat it. You can spend a lot more and get the same amount of enjoyment out of the car, or out of a car. But this thing it just is what it is. I'm very glad that I got this car and not a Grand Sport. Now, I'm getting to the point where I'm kind of getting tired of explaining what this car is to people. And I've had people recently argue with me that it is, in fact, a Grand Sport. I'm to the point where, I understand it's a clone, but it at the same time isn't. But yeah, those of you who know what a Grand Sport is, you know, I don't need to debate with you on what this car is, because you guys know what this car is. Yeah, here's what it is. But anyway, so far, that's kind of what I got going on. I might, depending on how my fishing season this winter goes, I might go ahead and do the white wheels. I really do want to do the white wheels. And I don't know, I just really want the white wheels. It's the one thing that I have to do to this car that will make it really pop out. And, you know, I just really want the white wheels. Anyway, guys, I guess that's enough yammering. You're going to start seeing videos coming out relating to California here soon. I'm going to be doing them in the style of how I am wanting to do this driving series. However, just keep in mind that I don't have the chase car in this one. So, you know, once I get another C4 with an automatic, I will have my chase car, and you know, things will progress on that series. But as far as that's concerned, let's see here. I'm doing a video on the last C4. I was gonna hopefully have it out last month, but I've been super busy, and honestly, it's fine. I mean, it's not, you know, the video's not going anywhere, and you know, I'm not under any time crunches. Haven't really committed to you guys what times or anything I'm going to be doing things. So, you know, those of you guys who are sticking with the channel and just kind of, you know, following me along on this journey, you guys are a patient bunch, and you guys don't mind the wait until, you know, I do eventually get around to doing what I'd like to do with. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry, I keep yawning. But anyway, had a last couple of nights were pretty rough. I'm pretty beat. But anyway, that being said, so I got a Corvette, and you're looking at it. This is my baby, and right now, currently, she's got 100,000 miles on this thing. Do I have? Let's look, see how many thousand miles I got on this. $118,000 miles. Yeah, 118,000 miles. Whew, man, think about that, guys. I got this thing before it had 96,000 miles on it. I have enjoyed every mile that this car has driven, even when I have had problems with it. I still enjoy this car. Anyway, guys, share with me your stories, your drives around town, or your drives across country with your Corvette. It doesn't even have to be a Corvette. Tell me some of the stories that you guys have had over the years of going across country and going on trips with the family, or, you know, even by yourself, or maybe a friend. So anyway, have a good one, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.